Urban exploration, otherwise known as urbex. It's all about the exploration and discovery of abandoned places. Places that are off limits, places that you're not allowed to get to.
Urbex is kind of a way to gain perspective. In a workplace or a school or a hospital or a mall or something like that, everything has a very clearly delineated purpose and it's built for us. And I feel like it's a very enlightening experience to go into a place like a storm drain in which the geometries, they're not built for humans. It's not a place that you're really supposed to be.
I think what keeps me coming back and will keep me coming back is the pursuit of not allowing nervousness or fear to dictate my life or how I spend it.
It's like a rush. It's a different kind of rush, though. It's not like an adrenaline junkie rush. It's it's like a safe place. It's calm, it's happy. But when you find places like this that are just in a state of absolute untouched decay, it's almost like a natural high. I mean, it gets you away from the desk job, it gets you away from all of the normal stuff that we have to worry about day to day, and just puts you in a different state of mind. Every room, every corner you turn, everything you see is new, fun, and exciting.
Every time you visit a spot, the spot is never the same, and you're never the same. You know, you get into a spot and find out that your favorite room has now like collapsed and is no longer accessible, and that room only lives in your mind. A refresher course on entropy, that no matter how much you want a place to stay the same and you want the people that you know and yourself to like maybe stay the same in some aspects, like it doesn't. Urbex is like trying to like scratch that itch of like, what are we doing here and what's after we leave.
I have always felt afraid of everything. And I'm afraid now. I'm afraid in like this, I'm afraid to be where I am. And I think that urban exploration helps me feel safe or, you know, like, I guess, confident in myself and my surroundings. How far can I partake in the world around me? How far am I willing to push myself? What exists that most people don't get to see, or most people won't ever see? Always like a rule book or a guide or something to tell you like what you can and cannot do. And I don't like that. I don't like somebody else making that decision for me. I like being able to come in here and say, oh no, that's a death pit. Don't go there. Or do and see what happens if you feel brave enough to test it, but I get to make the decision, not someone telling me what to do.
When you spend a lot of time in these spaces, it makes it so that you look at your entire world differently. You look at it and you have just kind of stepped outside of normal reality for a little while, and when you come back into it, you can see that there's a kind of psychological architecture, everything that's designed around us. You realize that that's not the entire world, that there are places that are kind of outside of regular society and outside of regular reality, and that there are other worlds hidden in plain sight, that we're kind of surrounded by an invisible frontier.
It's like a primal to know what's around the corner, like what's there, what's left, what's not left, what does it look like, what does it feel like, what does it smell like. And ultimately it keeps me, you know, like fun, grounded, where I'm not monotonous in everything that I do, that I have some hobby that's not the same hobby as every other person on the planet, that it's something that makes you feel like a true adventurer, like a true trekker.
You know, we all have to ask ourselves those questions, and we all have to find a peace with that. And getting to go to these spots, I think, is not only like a way to enjoy your life as it is, but also to like reflect on what was. And yeah, what do you want to do with your life? What do you want to see? No, like the beauty's all around you, even when it's like decaying. Everything has its own sense of beauty.
And I think the words I used were, this group feels like home. This group of people was just so genuine and open. It felt like no ego. It felt like everybody was completely comfortable with themselves and what they were doing and accepting of their own limitations and not willing to put anyone else at danger or sacrifice anyone else's mood or time or needs. I'm a 5'4" non-climber, sometimes athletic person, and was very nervous about whatever I am getting myself into. And nope, like there's always a hand. What does this do for me, or why am I here? Why am I trekking through snow in snow pants on my Saturday? What am I doing? Again, I thought about my first experience of nervousness or the changing of nervousness, but I also thought about, I know that I am like addressing a lot of things that are inside of me that I have been conditioned into believing about myself and people around me, that this entire experience is absolutely challenging. To whoever you might be, like put some trust out, or the people around you, and trust out into the universe a little bit and take an opportunity, do something that scares you, and I think that you'll get a fantastic return.
For me, I think that it's a kind of metaphysical thing. I feel like I'm always trying to figure out how the world works. I'm trying to figure out how history goes along. And through seeing these other places, I feel like I'm experiencing a deeper sense of reality. How do you live life in a way that gives you the most just like raw experience? And finding these hidden places and adventuring in that kind of way, that's the purpose in my life.
All the people I've met are people that live their lives without fear of what they're doing with it, without fear of like worrying that they're wasting their life, even if they're just taking photos. So even if like you're not a mile underground, keep your eyes open and like see that like there's always beauty around you, even if it's not what you would consider your ideal beauty. We've moved mountains and like built skyscrapers underground and all these amazing things, and like it's not all bad. And like if maybe more people could start feeling that and seeing that maybe they'd have more like hope for turning things around, or I don't know, they just appreciate the world that they have around them more.
Well, all I can say is when it comes to urban exploring, anybody can do it. Be safe, take the precautions, and just get out there and explore. You'll never know what's out there until you go and do it. And sometimes, you turn a corner and you lose your breath. Leave only your footprints and take only your pictures.